So what we're going to have is a little 45mm torque bit.
So these are your axle tightening screws.
Yeah. These are the sort of things, like we get people absolutely swinging on these things to tighten them up, and they don't need to be done that tight. All they are is to stop the axle from twisting and coming out. You've got an axle up there, which, look, if that's done up firm enough, it shouldn't be a problem. This will stop your axle from spinning. That's all you need.
That's what you were noticing.
So you're loosening off the brake calipers.
Yeah, I'll take these right off. Okay, 17 miller on this guy here, so we'll undo him.
I've got a 17, I'll bring that along.
Okay, we'll slide that out of there. Okay, when I'm ready to pull the wheel out, I always leave this in a bit so I can just help tap the axle through a bit.
Do you not bother about the ABS sensor?
Well, if it doesn't worry about me, I don't worry about it.
Sure.
To cut a long story short, everything stays where it is. You can see how close it is in there. It just sits in there. There he is there.
Yep.
So you just watch out for those little things when you're dealing with them, when you're putting the wheel back in. Okay, so we'll undo this guy here. And we'll undo this one here. So if you haven't drank all the beer, you should be able to stick it on the back, and it should be enough to put the nose up in there.
Yeah. That's what your fork rest thinks about it.
Yeah, really important thing, and it's so important. When you're undoing things, all of a sudden you hear something fall to the ground and you see things rattling all over the place and you think, oh shit, where did that come from? You've got to be careful before you just go tugging a wheel out. You need to make sure that your brakes are all sitting where they should be, pads aren't falling out of them. Spaces, there's always going to be spaces. Now be sure that what comes out on this side, don't bundle it all up and put it there, because you don't know what spacer goes where, and there can be a variation in spacer sizes. This one here, as you can see, just mounted in there. I always take them out, put them
the way they were.
Yeah, put them on the side, they come off. You won't have problems otherwise. Okay, let's get a tire off this one. So most importantly, you've had a look on the ground, if there's spaces there, make sure that you've got them all in the right spots. This side here doesn't have a spacer in it because it's got like a step on the axle, so you'll butt that up as far as it goes and that'll be its own spacer. So, just a matter of lifting this guy up in here, tapping him in. Slide through there. That goes all the way under there.
And again, it's pulled from one side only.
Correct. Because there's a step on this side.
Yep.
And it'll only let you pull it in so far.
Yep. And Robert, you would know. You'd know the size of those Torx bolts.
These are a 45, these little guys.
And what are the bigger
So what
ones?
goes in next?
Okay, so I've just nipped up the axle. Okay, so you can really do it up at whatever sequence you feel that you want to do it. I think it's always a good idea while the wheel's in there, get your brake calipers put on. Because sometimes, if you just roll the wheel around, it helps the disc settle in between the pads if they're just catching. They're done up. Okay, so look, everything's sitting in there because you look down, you've left nothing lying on the ground, which is always a good sign. Okay, those are on. Never tighten anything up really tight while the wheel is in there. I've seen bikes before where people are tugging to do things up. Bike falls over.
Yeah.
So just go around, make sure everything there is firm. So try and don't do a little bit here, a little bit there. Just try and work your way up to where you need to be finished. Now again, like I said, do not get in here and over tight